or whatever, we're thinking about doing surgery to try to get rid of it altogether, right?
Surgery, you mean robotics?
Well, surgery of any sort. Yes, I do robotic surgery, but fundamentally the big breakdown would be whether you should have surgery versus some other form of treatment, being like radiation or chemotherapy or something. And it sounds like right now we're thinking surgery is your best option.
Is that robotic? Or you mean...
What? So, again... I do robotic surgery, and yes, I would approach it robotically, but I'm just giving you broad categories, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you there are broad categories of treating people.
Yeah.
Surgery, radiation, chemotherapy,
Yeah.
okay? So if we all settle on surgery being a good option for you, there are different ways to do the surgery.
Oh.
There's a standard way where you open the person up. There's a robotic approach, pure laparoscopy. I don't really do much pure laparoscopy these days. But yes, we could try to do this robotically. It depends to some extent on you, frankly. There are preferences involved, but also what kind of surgery, if any, you've had in the past. Have you had surgery on your belly ever before? That makes a difference, right? It's harder to do a robotic approach on somebody who's had a lot of surgery before. If you've never had surgery before, you've got a better shot at it. And then most other things are equal. The other thing that makes your surgery potentially more difficult than somebody else's would be that you had a TURP done, right? Dr. Rittenhouse went in and scraped things out. So that can make things a little bit trickier, but it doesn't matter whether you do it robotically or open or whatever, it's still going to be a little bit trickier because of having had this TURP done. But nonetheless, I think it would be feasible, meaning I think it can be done robotically, okay? No, there isn't a but. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you some preamble, right? Because we've never met before, and I'm going on a lot of information that's been accumulated before we met, right? So I'm trying to take the recommendations of what other doctors have seen you and try to put it all together so I have a sense for, whether we've arrived at this point in a reasonable manner, right? And whether you're on board with it. Like maybe you don't want to do that, then I have to make sure that you and I both agree that surgery would be a good option for you and how you want to go about doing it, right? So what I could offer to you if you wanted to have it done would be I would try to do a robotic approach to your prostate removal, okay? And that is generally what I specialize in. Not every case can be completed in a robotic fashion. Some of them have to be done in an open fashion.
Okay.
And so most of the time, I haven't had to convert any of my cases from a robotic to open case, but it has happened on some frequency, and not for me, for example, but it does happen, and it could happen in your case too.
Yeah.
So I would say, we would try to do this robotically with a caveat that it's possible that you would need to have an open procedure done. That's not very common, like I said. Other questions you have for me?
Have you seen all the tests that they did, like the bone,
colonoscopy, the
bone,
what else?
And CAT scans and blah blah blah. You saw all that?
Yes. Okay. Well, they've been summarized very nicely by Dr. King. So,
does she sound confused to you? Because
does she sound what?
What she felt. They did the colonoscopy. Endoscopy.
Yeah.
They kind of found nothing.
Yeah.
And she thought it was maybe strange.
Okay.
She didn't mention anything.
I have not spoken to her, the conversation has gone between Dr. Rittenhouse and Dr. King.
They talked Wednesday.
Okay.
And then Rittenhouse called me up.
Okay.
That's...
Well, what? So you have to give me. So I have not spoken to her. I can give her a call now if you would like. But what does she say to you?
I'm gonna have to have something done, and it sounded more like robotic.
I understand, but so you were just mentioning that she said it seemed strange that whatever. What did she think was strange?
If they thought that if I had cancer in the stomach or something, there wasn't. That's why I record these things.
From what I understand, the summarized findings, and I didn't see the colonoscopy or see any of that stuff. Somebody else did all of those studies, right? But the summarized findings are that there was nothing that they found.
Okay.
So what was it that she thought was strange? That there was nothing found?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, that's not really what she communicated in her note.
Oh.
So I'm not sure if, you heard something different from what she wrote, or if there was a misunderstanding. But it sounded like, what I can gather from her impression was that everything that was checked out from a gastrointestinal standpoint was negative, meaning we didn't find anything.
Yeah.
And then she had a conversation with Dr. Rittenhouse, and Dr. Rittenhouse expressed to her that it would be possible to take out the prostate as an option.
Right.
And that's how she left it. So if she said anything else to you,